When Alistair sent me this story a few months ago, he told me he was scared to even share it because he felt like he was breaking a really important rule. He's sharing it anyway, though, in hopes that people will realize that this shit is real and that it's nothing to mess around with. Y'all know the drill. It is time for another spooky story. I am Autumn in Appalachia. Send me your spooky stories, paranormal or not. Add me on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube, same handle. Without further ado, Alistair lives in Upper Wisconsin near Canada. He and his parents about 2 years ago took a trip to Rock Island, which is on Lake Michigan. Alistair's grandparents were actually tour guides at the lighthouse, the Potawatomi Lighthouse that is on Rock Island. Now, a bit of important context about this place. It is a vast area, big space, and this land used to belong to a Native American tribe. Now, this lighthouse, it's surrounded by wilderness, and this is where Alistair and his parents are going to be staying. Alistair said that he has always been interested in Native American folklore, said that he never used to believe in things like that, though, while he was interested in it until this trip. The first week of the trip, he said, went great. They did a lot of hiking, spent time with the grandparents out in nature, all good vibes, right? On the last day of their trip, they decide to hike from the lighthouse to this campground. Now, it took them an entire day's hike just to get there, so they're really isolated out here. By the time that their hike is done and they get back to the lighthouse, it's starting to get dark. Alistair said he was standing on the front steps of the lighthouse, pictures here, and he said that the lighthouse is in a pretty good clearing. There is woods surrounding it. He hears very clearly and distinctly his dad's voice calling him from the woods. It's so real and sounds so much like his dad that he doesn't even question it, so he actually walks off of the porch steps and begins walking toward the woods. Right as he is about to take the first step out of the clearing into the woods, he said that this raw, primal fear hit him in the chest with such intensity that it almost took his breath, and it froze him in place. He said that he stood there staring into the woodline, watching or waiting for something, and then he heard the voice call his name again, closer this time. But he decided, instead of following that voice, to go back inside. So he turns around and he's walking back toward the lighthouse, and his heart is like just beating in his throat. He said all he could think about on the way back to the lighthouse were all the stories he'd grown up hearing about that folklore. When he goes back inside, his dad is sitting in the living area by the fireplace, not outside, definitely not in the woods. And when he told his dad what happened, his dad looked up, and Alistair said that the look on his dad's face told him all that he needed to know. I got spooked, had to come in the house. Alistair said that nobody left the lighthouse until daylight broke the next morning when they were packed and ready to go. He said this is an experience that will haunt him for the rest of his life, not just because of how much it terrified him, but because that was the first day in his life that he really began to question reality and what he knows about the world that we live in. He knows full well that there are people who will hear this story and never believe it, but that there is nothing that will ever convince him that what he heard that day and the fear he felt was just his imagination. He believes these days that rules like that are in place for a reason and that they are meant to be respected and followed. He thinks that if he had not trusted his gut instinct that day, he may not be here to share his story. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments. I, for one, got my heebies-jeebed. That gave me chills, and I know for me, in my corner of the Appalachian Mountains, I make sure to follow the rules that come with this place too. Whew. Have a good night. Stay tuned for some more spooky stories.